magically fell from the sky and I woke up one day and I was married. That's how it happened, guys. The end. Okay, bye! Okay, that's not how it happened. Let's get started.
Mama.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Ninja Mommy. So how did I meet my husband? I met my husband online. I know. It's not the most common way of meeting, especially among the Desi community, among like people from my culture. It's starting to become the norm though. Like that's why I had to venture out, and there were really not that many like good potential people in the city that I lived. My parents introduced me to a lot of people and I was like, oh yeah, okay, but like it wasn't like the connection wasn't there when I would like meet them and talk to them. It was just, it wasn't like that aha moment, like whoa, like you know, that magical moment where you meet your husband and you're just like, he's the one. It didn't happen for me, so I was like, you know, let me try on my own, see what I can find. There are actually a lot of apps catered to Muslims where Muslims can meet each other online, and it's done in the most halal way possible. So I signed up for one of these apps and I was just, you know, I didn't know what to expect. It was my first experience of going on it, and there were a few ups and downs. Like I met few people and you know, the connection wasn't there, so we moved on with our life. And I was talking to 6 individuals at one point, and that's when I came across my husband's profile. So basically, if you like someone, you just like swipe right. And I ran out of my swiping right and I had to wait. Like there was like about a 24-hour wait time on it before I would get like more swipes, whatever. And I was just waiting because it was under the section where there's like a specific section where you can tell the people that have liked you before you like them, right? So my husband was under that section and I saw him, and for me, it was love at first sight, guys. I don't know about him. I mean, I don't know how much love at first sight he could get with me, but like him, I was just like, oh my god, he's perfect. And it wasn't just the looks, it was just like reading through his bio, everything that he spoke about in his bio, I was just like, this is it, this is the guy. Yes, I hadn't even spoken to him yet and I already knew that this was the one. I don't know what was it that just kind of sparked so much interest in me. I don't know if it was the fact that he was an alim, that he's a scholar, or the fact that he's funny. Like he wrote some really funny things in his bio and I laughed. And I don't know, overall, just like this feeling that I got from reading his bio, I was like, this is special, this guy is special. I told my mom about him right away, guys. From the get-go, I told my mom that I was signing up for this app, and I told her about everyone that I spoke to and what we spoke about. So it was done with complete supervision from my mom. I didn't want her to be left out. I wanted this to be completely halal the way I do it. So when I when I met my husband, like when I came across his profile, I was like, this is it, I can't wait to do it. And I was so sad that I couldn't swipe right to him. I couldn't tell him that, hey, I am interested in you, I'm interested in getting to know you. Like I had to wait, and I was just like thinking what's going on in his mind. And from my husband's perspective, he was waiting too, and he saw, like, if you go onto someone's profile, you can see who's viewed your profile. So like he saw me view his profile, but I didn't swipe right. So he's like thinking, oh man, maybe she doesn't like me, maybe she doesn't like the way I look, maybe she's just not interested. And he was so disheartened because he actually felt like a connection with me as well before even speaking to me, and he was so sad. And I actually had it in my profile that I'm not willing to relocate, and by that I meant relocation out of the country. Like I was Canada, like no, it was never in my mind to relocate. And one of his preference was that he wanted a wife who was willing to relocate, and he saw that on my profile, and yet he pressed interest and he was like, oh, there's no harm or foul, like maybe let me try my luck, which is the reason why he swiped right on me. But when he saw that I viewed his profile but I didn't like swipe right, I didn't show any interest, so the thoughts in his mind were, she probably isn't willing to relocate, she probably saw that I'm in Canada and she doesn't like me. And he at this point were just completely disheartened, and he had made up his mind, okay, this is not gonna work, and he was actually ready to delete the app. Thank God he did it. So the next day, when I finally got my swipes back, I quickly swiped right to him immediately, and I messaged him. I was like, Assalamu alaikum, tell me more about yourself. Like, I was really eager, and I could tell that he was just as eager because he replied immediately too. And the very first thing I told him was, tell me about yourself, and he was like, everything that I told you, like, it's already in my bio. I literally have everything in there. And this girl is like, tell me more about yourself. Like, what is there more to tell? And I just kept asking him some repetitive questions that were already in his bio. I don't know why. I just wanted to like talk to him, and I was like, you know, which college did you go to? What did you study? Oh, are you an olive? And he's just like, yes, yes. Like, why is she asking me all these questions again? In that moment, in the first few moments of me talking to him, all the other dudes that I was talking to, that I was kind of slightly interested in, I just like completely told them, like, you guys, I'm not interested, like, pack it up, okay, bye. Like, I hadn't even decided with this guy if I'm gonna move forward, but I just knew it. I just knew it in my heart that this was it. Just the way we talked and the things that we talked about and how like open and honest we were with each other. And the funniest thing was, I told him that I needed to speak to him on the phone because I needed to discuss my 3 deal breakers with him. And he said, before you call me, I just want to tell you a few things about me. And I'm like, okay. He's like, I don't listen to music and I don't smoke. And I was like, wait a minute, what? Those were like my 2 deal breakers, like legit. I was like gasping so much. I'm like, how did you know? How did you read my mind? So then I called him and I spoke to him and I was like, look, those were exactly my deal breakers. Like, I wanted to marry someone who didn't listen to music because I don't listen to music, and I just wanted to have that connection. And the second deal breaker was I did not want to marry a smoker because cigarette smell is just, it puts me off completely. So that was my other deal breaker. My third deal breaker was that he had to at least be on the same level or a little bit higher in terms of Islam. Like, I wanted our halal and haram meter to match up completely. So that was already there. Mashallah, he's an alim, he's a practicing Muslim, so I didn't have to worry about that. In our first phone conversation, guys, we decided that this is it. I told him right away that I was not interested in anyone else any longer. I felt like I have this connection with you and I am willing to move forward. So I wanted to get the families involved and get the parents to, like, you know, talk to each other right away. And he was on the same wavelength with me, and he was like, yes, I'm in it for the long haul, let's do this. So in that moment, first phone conversation, we were both like determined that this is it. This is it. We don't need to see and find any more people. And we tried our best, guys, to keep it halal. I had my family involved from the beginning. He had his family involved from the beginning. Immediately, we told our family members right away that, yeah, this is the guy that I'm talking to and this is the girl I'm talking to. So there was no, like, you know, late night talks and just talking to each other. Like, none of that. Like, we knew right away that, okay, we got our big major stuff out of the way. We talked about religion. We talked about kids. We talked about second marriages. You bet you I asked him. I asked him that if you're gonna get a second wife, if you're thinking about it, if it's any of your future plans. He said, no, I'm good. We talked about, like, you know, working after marriage, how would the responsibilities be, and everything that a couple should basically talk about. And we agreed on pretty much everything. And nothing has changed after we got married. Like, alhamdulillah, the same things that we spoke to each other about before marriage, we are still continuing after marriage. So it's not like fake promises before marriage and after marriage is like a completely different person. Nope. He's the same exact person that I talked to for the first time, and I'm just as much in love with him right now as I fell in love with him from the first moment. Aww, guys, I'm gonna cry. Thinking about my first days is making me so happy. But yeah. I feel like I'm still in the honeymoon stage, even though I already have a child and everything. Like, I still feel like I'm living in this fairy la la land with him. Like, okay, I'm gonna stop. I also told him straight away that these right here are not real. So if you were under the misconception that these are my real eyes, they're not. I told him my real eyes are dark brown, and I showed him myself with dark brown eyes as well. So basically we just like clarified everything we had to clarify and tell each other about everything that we could possibly tell each other about. And yes, that conversation lasted like 4 to 5 hours, but it was like the best conversation of my life. I think my mom at one point asked me, "Don't you get tired of talking, Sidra?" And I was like, she's like, "Don't you have things that you are running out of to talk about?" And I was just kept going and going and going and going. So then came the question about seeing my face. I told him I did not have any issues with him seeing my face. I was serious enough for him that I was willing for him to like look at me. I told him that I would not be sending him any pictures because he's still my non-mahram, so I did not feel comfortable with him seeing my pictures. Instead, I told him let's go on Skype so we can talk to each other one-on-one. And I wanted his mother to be present there, and I wanted my mother to be present there, so that way he can talk to me one-on-one on live in front of his mother. That's another way to tell if a guy is serious or not, if he's willing to involve his family right away. Because the marriage in Islam should be done with families involved. That is the most proper way to do things. And he was up for it, so his mother was up for it, and we were gonna do a Skype call where he could see my face. But before that even took place, he told me that ever since he was a young guy, ever since he was a kid, he always like, he thought in his mind that if he ever married a niqabi, he didn't really want to see her face. Like, he didn't care. And seeing the face didn't really matter to him. He told me in that moment that, "Sidra, I am like head over heels in love with you. In love with your character, your personality, the way you are. And I think you're beautiful from the inside and out, and I don't need to look at you to know how beautiful you are." And I'm just like, what? Are you serious? And he told me that, you know, looks will fade away eventually. We will all get old and wrinkly, but what really truly does matter is what's on the inside and what kind of character you have, your akhlaq, and how you present yourself, and what kind of human being you are. And within those conversations that took place between us, he realized that my personality was good. That was good enough for him, that he didn't need to see how I look for him to fall in love with me, that he had already fallen for me before even looking at my face. And I found that so sweet and so romantic. And I told him, like, dude, if the tables were turned, I could never do that to you. I could never marry you without looking at your face. What does that tell you guys about me? It's okay. I think 99% of the population needs to see their spouse's face for them to, you know, it's just natural. But this human right here, my husband, is a rare breed, guys. Very rare breed in today's society, in today's world. Like, in that moment when he said that, he just made me fall in love with him even more. I was already in love with him, and at that moment I was like, oh my god, I'm the luckiest girl in the world. Trust me when I tell you, I encouraged it even after that. I told him, like, you know, you should see me, because what if you don't find me attractive? My mother told him, my sisters told him, his mother told him, his family told him, his brother even asked him, what if, like, she's ugly? Like, what are you gonna do? He's like, I'll just put a paper bag over her head. That's a joke. But I straight up asked him, like, what if I'm not attractive? Like, what if you're not attracted to me? What's gonna happen then? He was like, it doesn't matter. He's gonna be attracted to me regardless, which I don't get it. I don't understand. Somebody make me understand it in the comments, because I simply don't get how that works. But he did it, and that's why that is like my biggest flex in the world. That, yeah, my husband married me without seeing my face. To this day, I'm like, I can't even joke with you that you married me for my looks. Like, I can't even say you're superficial. Like, I can't. Like, mashallah, mashallah, mashallah. He's a gem, guys. He's a gem. So we did do the Skype call, even though he didn't want to see my face. I just kept my niqab on. I spoke to his mother. My mother spoke to his mother for like 2 hours. Straight up 2 hours. These aunties were just talking and talking and talking and talking and talking for God knows how long. And they even had a connection. So like the mother-in-laws had a connection too. And I just love that. I obviously showed my face to my mother-in-law and my sister-in-laws. And I was like, you know, they can see it. That's no problem. Because all women can see my face anyways. And they were all happy with the way I looked. And I think that kind of gave my husband even more confidence that, okay, yeah, my mother and my sisters, like, they think, okay, she's cool, like, you know. So that like really helped as well. And my family loved him. His family loved me, and that was it, guys. So within a month of us meeting, talking, and the families talking, he flew down with his family and we got our nikah done. Just like that. I didn't need to wait months and months and months and talk to him for months and months and months to get to know him. I didn't need to, like, I knew it in my heart. I prayed istikhara. He prayed istikhara. We both prayed for each other, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessed our reunion, and it happened. So when you know, like, you know, there's no reason to wait. I know some people might say that that's super fast, like within a month, but 3 years and we're going strong, and we love each other, and we honestly fall in love with each other more and more every single day. And the reason we were so confident in our ability to make this work was we were both completely honest. We were open with each other from the get-go. Our communication was extremely strong, and we got our big important questions answered. Nothing was hidden, nothing was off the table. And that's really, really important when you're getting to know someone. You have to get those big questions answered. Whatever is important to you and your values and beliefs, get those questions answered, guys. Next week, I'll talk to you guys about how we got married, like how our wedding was. It was not a traditional Pakistani Punjabi wedding with bhangra and dhol and like the big bang. Nothing of that sort. It was a completely Islamic wedding, and I'll discuss with you guys. I'll tell you all about it. I think if you've seen my sister's wedding, nothing like that. Completely different, guys. So I'll discuss with you next week and tell you all about it. So look forward to that. Also, just a disclaimer, guys. When I went online searching for a spouse, I kept my family informed. I did it with the permission and the consent of my mother and my family members. I did not go on it all by myself and did my own thing. So if you want to search your spouse, if you want to look online for it, make sure your families are involved. Make sure you do it with the permission and the consent of your parents. Make sure your wali is involved in every step of the way. There are a lot of ways to abuse these apps, so you should keep it as halal as possible. Just remember that when you're interacting with them, do it with the mahram present at all times. Have your mahram present even in the group chat that you're talking to them, so that way nothing haram takes place. And always be safe, guys. Practice safety, because there are some crazy people out there, and you want to make sure you're safe when you're doing these things online. So safety is always number one. One of the best ways for Muslims to find out if the other person is serious or not for marriage, and if you're looking for just marriage purpose, then as soon as the families are involved, you know it's serious. So have the families involved from the get-go, and you know that both the guy and the girl is serious. Otherwise, it can easily turn into a haram relationship, which you want to avoid at all costs. Alright guys, this was our love story about how I met my husband, fell in love, and got married. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed telling you all about it. If you're new to my channel, welcome! I know there are a lot of new faces on my channel. I've been recently growing a lot. Alhamdulillah, I am so grateful for all of you. Welcome. And if you haven't subscribed, subscribe right now so you can be updated. Turn that bell icon thingy on as well so you can be updated. I don't know how it works exactly, but yeah, I think it lets you know as soon as I post a video, which is cool, and you can be like first. Also, if you have any more video ideas for me, just, comment below and let me know. I read your comments. I definitely do. I try to read all of them. I love you guys. Thank you so much for all the love and support. And until next time, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace. Okay, bye.